the truth. Yes, people who love you will tell you the truth, even though you might reject the truth they tell you, and you may not like them for it.
Yes. You are filled with hate. You are filled with hate.
I am?
You are.
Do you really think I hate you?
The way that you are conducting yourself, yes.
Yeah, exactly. You think you're coming off as more
Now,
hateful because you're yelling?
you may not believe this, but I, Brother Jim, have not always been like this.
I believe you. I believe that. Brother. Was it an accident?
I used to be a drug-crazed, booze-guzzling, sex-perverted, rock and roll freak. But Jesus Christ saved my soul on November the 7th, 1980, right in the middle of a Van Halen concert. You do? Guess what song I got saved in the middle of? Running with the Devil.
I just wanted to talk to you about
And David Lee Roth was the singer that year.
Did he look you in the eyes as he was singing?
I'll tell you about it. Since you're a Van Halen fan, this was Van Halen's 1980 Invasion tour promoting their Van Halen 2 album.
I bet that was a good show.
Well, for a rock and roll freak, yes, it was. Opening stage show was Molly Hatchet. During the opening stage show, I smoked 2 joints of Colombian Gold.
Thank you, sir.
And I consumed a pint of Yukon Jack. 100 proof. Only a pint. It was a lightweight night. When Van Halen came on the stage, I left my bleacher seats behind. I journeyed through the crowd. I planted myself 5 feet from the stage, right in front of my idol, Eddie Van Halen, where I stood playing my air guitar. Get your cameras ready.
Oh yes, I will definitely get my camera.
And David Lee Roth, that was it.
David Lee Roth after me?
Well, you're getting close. You know him quite well, don't you?
Excuse me, sir. You said you're married, right?
Yes.
Where's your wedding ring?
Bill Clinton wears a wedding ring.
Yes, he does.
Okay.
How many other people do you think?
And
You're smart. They stayed together because they're political.
David Lee Roth had a Jack Daniels bottle in one hand, a joint of marijuana in the other hand. Do you know how I knew he had a real joint of marijuana?
Because it smelled like it.
Well, he's up there, I'm down here. Couldn't smell it. But as in most concerts back in 1980, a joint came down the line. I took the joint, took a hit off of it, passed it down, 5 or 6 more, and that person handed it straight to David Lee Roth.
Do you think marijuana would still be as bad if it was legalized when it's legalized?
It'll be worse. Your marijuana, cannabis, sativa is even more potent today than it was back in the 80s. I thought I had achieved my all-time high experience. of having David Lee Roth smoke off the same joint as I did. I had arrived. Now, David Lee Roth, he was doing his Russian herkies, his acrobatic feats, his scissor kicks, since he was a martial artist. And David Lee Roth even came out wearing nothing but cowboy chaps, and he mooned the entire audience to the song Bottoms Up. Right in the middle of this Van Halen concert.
But does he masturbate? Do you think he masturbates?
Well, you know him very well, don't you? Throughout the concert, before he had the cowboy chaps on, the cowboy chaps were during the encore. Before that, he had his spandex tights on. And he pulled the front of his spandex tights down and grabbed himself right there on stage. Yes, in front of 13,000 people. Now all of a sudden, David Lee Roth uttered these words, and I quote, he said, "Not even God can save your soul at a Van Halen concert." I say, what? Say what? Why would David Lee Roth say God can't save your soul at a Van Halen concert? Why would he even mention God at this God-forsaken rock and roll concert? Did he just say that for the stage show performance? Just for the money? If he did, why are 13,000 people behind me roaring to their feet, giving him a standing ovation? They wanted more.
Wait, you're holding it like male genitalia.
So I'm pondering these thoughts in my mind. When David Lee Roth answered all my questions personally by singing their hit song in 1980, Running with the Devil. And that is when I saw the light. I can't sing. I'm tone deaf.
You said you were going to the Kid Ham speech.
Yes, I'm going to Kid Ham speech.
Hey, how old is the Earth?
Oh, about 6,000 years.
6,000 years?
Yes.
Can you explain the fossil record?
Gladly.
Go ahead. Go for it.
We will now discuss the fossil record.
Yeah, get it.
What does it take to make a fossil?
Millions of years, carbon, pressure,
First of all, you need a living organism.
and time.
A living organism. All right? Let's say we have a lizard crawling across here right now. There's our living organism. Let's say I smash him with my foot. Will he become a fossil? I just smashed him on the concrete. He'll be a smashed fossil, but our fossil record shows whole forms of living organisms, preserved perfectly, not smashed. So it takes, to have whole form organisms, it takes a pliable force to come down, a pliable matter force to come down and not smash it, to mold around it and form a cast. All right? Have you ever seen a dead armadillo on the highway?
Actually, no.
Does that become a fossil? No. It gets eaten by vultures and birds and gets kicked off to the side.
Okay, what about the La Brea tar pit?
So you have to have something that's not disturbed. It can't be disturbed.
Can you explain carbon dating?
Wait a minute, we're on fossils.
That has to do with
One at a time. Patience is a virtue. Also,
are mainly a flood.
so what happens to the dead armadillo? It decays. It decays because there is oxygen getting to the dead organism. You have to have an absence of oxygen. No oxygen or else it will decay.
You hear that fossils are dug up?
Now,
No oxygen?
what?
Do you believe in flat Earth?
What? Of course not.
Alright.
Now,
Show me the curve.
all right, for a fossil to form, it takes tremendous amounts of pressure to embed it into the sediment that it's formed in.
That's correct. That's right.
There's only one explanation for a fossil record. The worldwide flood. Yes, the flood of Noah, where you had massive amounts and tonnage of water, volcanic eruptions, earthquakes. God raised the mountains out of the center of the earth, and we had a great upheaval of this world. That is why you find clamshells on top of the Rocky Mountains in Colorado. How can clamshells get to the top of the Rocky Mountains?
Tectonic?
Present, but without all of these.
I have no idea.
Without God.
Probably is so.
Well, see, wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't it be great to know somebody who was there during the flood?